Yeah, this is looking good, guys. My patch is starting to fruit, and we haven't even had that much rain, which is surprising. Oh, looks like one got picked. You sucker. Probably the squirrels or something coming around, but they left these ones for me and they look beautiful. Cap Stropharia starting to pop up all over the place right now. So can you spot the mushrooms growing behind me right now? Well, they're pretty small and hard to see, but let's take a closer look and I'll show you what I'm growing. So these are baby Cap Stropharia mushrooms, and they're gonna get a lot bigger than this. I also got this one right here that I accidentally stepped on. Some popping up over that way. Some popping up here. If you look, you can see the mycelium is thick under these chips. You pull it back, and it's such a big area of my yard that has wood chips, and I strategically inoculated patches in different areas. One over here by the shed, one over there by the corner of my garden, and then even a nice big patch in the front of my house, which I harvested some from this morning. But this whole playground area basically could be an area where Cap Stropharia is going to grow. It might even grow out into the lawn a little bit. And I think all it's going to take is some good rain to come around, and then it's going to really explode. Man, that's exciting stuff. Gonna have to tell my daughter to watch out for them when she comes out here to play. And I'm gonna have to keep an eye out too, because compost bins behind the shed, and I stepped on one today when I was walking out to empty our compost bin. All right, so I covered up these wine caps yesterday just to make sure no critters got to them. Let's check them out and see what they look like. Whoa. These look awesome. I think I'm gonna harvest the 3 biggest ones and try to let these smaller ones continue to grow. Let's see what we got under this one. Ah, biggest one yet. Looking awesome. Gonna harvest this one as well. These guys are still pretty little. I'm gonna keep them covered and let them go until tomorrow. Let's harvest some of these guys up. This guy's got a big stalk. Wow. So cool. Notice the size of this compared to my hand. That's a big one. I almost wanted to leave it going just to see how big it would get, because some of these guys can get the size of a dinner plate if you let them. Nice size harvest this morning. Loving these guys. Gonna let the other ones continue growing and hope they don't get soaked by the rain. We'll leave them covered with the buckets and see what happens. All right, guys, so we got some heavy rains yesterday. I want to check on my mushrooms that were starting to pop up in the garden and the ones that I had left underneath the buckets. These guys right here fell over and got kind of dirty. This is some random mushroom growing right next to them. You got to make sure you know what mushrooms you're picking, because you don't want to pick the wrong ones. All right, move my Brussels sprouts out of the way. And it's over here. This guy's trying to go through my fence. Unfortunately, he picked a bad spot to try to grow. I might still harvest it and see if I can cut off some pieces and and salvage what I can there. And over here, we've got a lot popping up in the strawberries and in the asparagus patch. A ton of them popping up here. And I thought I saw one more. Oh yeah, over here too. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Two more over there. 14, 15. Wow. It's one of the coolest things I've grown this year, guys. I'm so excited. And all I'm gonna have to do is just every year put some more fresh wood chips down in this area to continue feeding this mycelium. And they should pop up every fall, maybe even in the spring too. We'll see about that. So cool. If you guys want to see the video about how I inoculated these beds, check out the link above. Let's go check out the ones under the bucket because I think they're a little bigger. All right, so covering them with buckets was definitely a good idea for this rain. The other ones got soaked that weren't covered, but man, I've got a lot of Stropharia growing right now, guys. I mean, I have another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got another like 10 of them over here. So I got 15 growing in the garden, 10 growing over here by the shed in the playground, and another 3 growing in the front of the house. So cool. Man, I guess I stepped on a couple over here. You gotta watch out because they're hiding under these chips and you might step on them. Not a big deal. Just gotta be more careful next time. Gonna harvest these 2 guys. They look pretty good. I like them when they're still curved like this with the button shape. Once they get flattened out like this is pretty much as far as you want to let them go right here. You don't want to let them get any flatter than this. Beautiful. So I highly recommend that you guys turn your backyard into a mushroom wonderland like I did, because it's awesome. Hey guys, welcome to my grill. Today we're going to be firing up some of those wine Cap Stropharia mushrooms that I grew and did a quick marinade on these with some sesame oil, some soy sauce, and some minced ginger. I like with my mushrooms to marinate them for like 10-15 minutes and then they really soak up that flavor. Alright, so I got my Weber nice and hot, medium high heat, and just gonna put these mushrooms on the grill with the cap side down. These mushrooms are very similar to portabello mushrooms. They got those dark gills and big meaty flavor. You know, I could probably make some burgers out of these or something. So I just started growing them, gonna be experimenting with them in a lot of different ways. I have a lot of them and I still have a lot growing, so gonna keep cooking them up and trying them all sorts of different ways. I've already did my vegan sausage with mushrooms and peppers a couple days ago, and that came out good. So, all right, we're just gonna let these guys cook on a hot heat, about 5 minutes on each side. Gonna want to move them around and check for any flare-ups. Also like to turn them so they get a little bit of grill marks in them as well. But with any mushroom, it's good to cook them thoroughly. Some of this leftover juice here, right on top. All Alright, now we're going to flip these over. Just be careful when you flip them over because the oil might drip down and flare up a little bit. Looking so good. These guys will be ready to take off in a couple minutes. I like to flip them back over for another minute before I take them off, just so the juices can rebuild back up in those gills again. All right, these guys are looking almost done. They definitely shrink a lot while they're cooking. You might start out with 6 big caps like I did, and it's just gonna get smaller, and by the time they're done cooking, it might not look like as much as you thought it was gonna look like. All right, we're gonna flip these over so they're gill side up for the last minute of cooking. All right, my wine caps are looking good. You see how that last minute you let them cook gill side up so those juices can start bubbling away a little bit like this. Looking good. About to take these guys off the grill. Wine Cap Stropharia with a sesame, soy, and ginger marinade. All right, we're gonna try a piece out and let you know what I think. Right on. Good stuff, man. On the grill is the way to go. Love that sesame flavor with the soy. So good. And you guys can do it too. Just gotta start growing those wine caps, just like me. If you like that video, let me know what you think in the comments, guys. If you want to learn how I grew these Wine Cap Stropharia mushrooms, check out the link above. Have a great day, guys. Stay healthy.